Hi everyone, Natasha here, and around my home today I am in my office. We have a gorgeous sunny fall day. There are finally some colors starting to change on the leaves in our area, although it's been so dry I'm not sure it's going to be a great fall as far as the colors go on the trees, but it's still feeling like things are changing and gradually turning more and more into that cool fall weather, mornings and evenings especially. So today is Friday. My daughter does not have school, so she is sleeping in and enjoying a little time off, and I'm up here working on a few things. And one of the things is sharing with you our beautifully organized in 52 weeks card for this week. So stay tuned for that, and welcome to my office. Welcome back to my home. I'm so glad you're joining me today for another episode in the beautifully organized in 52 weeks card deck by Nikki Boyd. We're going to be working on card number 41 today. So this is a special one for me because I've actually been working on this all year long. So card number 41 is talking about storage space. So she says, go into your basement, your attic. If you have any kind of indoor storage space, maybe it's under the stairs or a closet that you just used for storage. It could be a spare room that's your storage room. Whatever the case may be, we're going to work on decluttering and making the space better this week. So the big focus is just to declutter and get things out this week that you no longer need. Once you've done that, then you can do some cleaning, maybe sweep and dust cobwebs out of the corners. If you feel like you need to call in some pest control and get some pest treatment done, you could do that as well. I have been working on decluttering my basement over the last year. I have a whole series here. I'll link the playlist down below, and it's part of a fun collaboration with Sunday Dawn and a bunch of other creators here on YouTube, and it's called the Tiny Tidy. So every Tuesday we get on and we share whatever space in our home we've tidied up. It's usually just a small space. Sometimes it turns into a mighty tidy. So areas like a storage room can often do that. So my advice is to take things slow this week. Don't think that you're going to jump in and get it all done if it overwhelms you. If you feel like you've got the time and the energy and the focus and you can get it done, by all means do it. But if you're like me, most of the time I am going in so many directions. I'm keeping up with my jobs, my family, my household, my volunteer activities, just the fun stuff that we like to do sometimes too. And that means it makes it hard for me to just say, I'm going to spend all day Saturday doing some decluttering. So what I ended up doing after years of writing on my calendar and writing in my planner that I was going to declutter my basement is I decided I needed two things. I needed to break it down into some smaller baby steps to actually get it done because it was just overwhelming me to work down in that messy basement full of stuff. And the second thing I realized is I needed some accountability. So I chose to have some accountability by sharing the whole process here on YouTube. So every Tuesday, I just take one box out of the basement and work on decluttering and dealing with those items. Some of the items just go right back on the shelf in the basement, but now I know what I have. And over the course of the last year, I've made a better system for organization and storage, which is what my goal was all along. Over the last 11 years of living here, I always just wanted to know that I had the space in the basement sorted out to a place where I knew where things went and I knew where to go to find find things, and I also knew how much space I had to store them. So I have made tons of progress. I'm not finished. I'm nowhere near being finished, but it feels really good to be this far along in the process. So my hope for you this week is that even if it's just a tiny tidy each day, if you do the Fly Lady system, set your timer for 5, 10, or 15 minutes and just work on honing in on one little area. It could be one shelf at a time. It could be one pile at a time, one box at a time. Whatever feels doable for you. The biggest key is to break it down so that you can have some success this week instead of turning it into a big problem where the basement now has thrown up all over the house and you can't deal with the mess. So I want you to be as strategic and honest with yourself as you can this week as you work on decluttering your basement. Remember, it's not going to be a big Pinterest project when you're all done, most likely. In my life, I constantly have to remind myself that my real life doesn't look like social media. So I'm going to make things work for me and my family and make it as pretty as I can in the space that I have, but I can't transform things and turn them into something they just are not. So let's be realistic with our time and our energy. Let's be kind to ourselves. That's one of my favorite Fly Lady mottos, is to be kind to yourself anytime you're working on projects around your home, and set your timer so that it doesn't turn into such a big project that you are overwhelmed and exhausted and you can't keep going. Because the benefit of this is only there if you actually finish what you start. Even if it's just one box, if you can get one box decluttered and feel like that's a good start on your basement. So I'd love to hear in the comments down below what your plan is as we go forward tackling our storage areas this week. If you do find that you can get some major progress done and you feel like you've completed it, that's awesome. I love it, and that's so cool, and I'd love to hear about that too. But for any of you that are like me that feel overwhelmed by a big storage space like that, I just want you to know there's another way to do it, and the key is to be kind to ourselves and to make it as easy as we can while still making progress and moving forward. So don't forget to check the description box down below. There'll be the playlist for all of the beautifully organized in 52 weeks cards that we've done so far, as well as my Tiny Tidy Tuesday playlist. If you want some motivation for tackling this space, you can work alongside me. Most of my videos range between 5 and about 15 minutes on the Tiny Tidy Tuesday playlist. So if you just want to put on one of my videos and work on that box with me, and then when my video's up, you can stop. You can do it that way too. I'd love to hear what's going to work for you and how you're going to tackle this week. Don't forget to like this video if you're enjoying this series, and subscribe to see more. Each week I share the Tiny Tidy Tuesday video every Tuesday with that group of collaborators, and then on Fridays I'm doing my beautifully organized in 52 weeks videos, of course, and then on Sundays I like to share a planning video. So this coming Sunday we'll be setting up our Fly Lady Holiday Control Journal. So if you want to find out more about that, come back on Sunday to see that video. And before I forget, let's tuck card number 41 to the back of the stack, and that way we'll be ready for next week, which is card number 42. And that means next week marks the fact that we'll have only 10 weeks left after that before the end of the year. So it's really exciting to think we're getting that close to the holiday season and the end of the year. I'm going to do my best to enjoy every day as we go along. I have my card back in the card deck, so now we're all set and ready to go. And other than that, thanks for joining me. I hope you have a good one, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.